it's Alicia from my Workbasket. I'm here to give you the very first Make Your Home Challenge. This is going to be our first challenge in January, and we're going to work on it all month long, making it better and like just improving on it. I'm going to give you little mini challenges throughout the month. So what our challenge is going to be this month, and is our main challenge, is to create a file system. And so this is my file system. What I advise is just getting a plastic file folder box. Don't spend a lot of money here unless you want to. If you're on a tight budget, there's a chance you might have something in your house that will work. You see these at thrift stores a lot. You just want something to hold your files. And if you're on a really tight budget, there's nothing wrong with just using a cardboard box. Mine actually had pipe cleaners and pom-poms and all kinds of kids' crafts stuffed in it. And so I just emptied it out of those and got it all set up and cleaned up for my folders. If you have something, that's great. If you don't have something, if you want to go buy something, that's all up to you. And you're also going to need file folders that suit your box. And I'm going to show you how to set up this system, what types of file folders you might need, and how you're going to utilize it throughout the year. Again, this is just a box that I happened to have. Hopefully you happen to have something also. I think last time I did buy one of these boxes, I spent around $20 and got a box and a bunch of file folders to do for it. That was for something unrelated. That was just like for homeschool. But so what we're going to use this box for is to create a system that holds our stuff all year. It's going to hold our things that especially moms and women tend to think of. Things like birthday cards, things like homeschool crafts, things like craft projects, things like home decor, even sometimes little notes like the fact that sheets are cheapest in a certain month of the year, or you know, maybe things for a vacation that you have coming up. So what we're going to do is just fill what we need throughout the year into this box. And everybody's box is going to be different. The things that I put into my box, they're not going to be the same as what you put into your box. Your box might look nicer. Your box might look worse. None of that really matters. It's just about creating a system that helps us do the things that we want to do. I know that I have a big problem with sending birthday cards. And I have so many friends who tell me that a big struggle for them is just remembering to send birthday cards. And this box is going to help us to be able to do that, to do things like sending birthday cards, to do things like sending anniversary cards, to do things like maybe planning our holidays a little farther out than we did last year. Just help us to be more on task with the things that we care about. So let's set up our boxes. Okay, so what we're going to do is start with the basic 12 folders. And what you're going to do for this is every month is going to get its own folder. You're just going to use whatever folder suits whatever box you have. So the box that I found has where you can do hanging folders, and I happen to have hanging folders, so that's what I set up. And I happen to have these colorful folders, which is nice because I like color. And so every month gets a file folder. You can see right now mine are absolutely nothing fancy. I set it up, it works. Later on, maybe I'll have some time and maybe I'll do a more decorative label for each month, maybe like a sticker or something like that. Right now, we're going for functional. It works. Done is better than perfect, and this is a system I can use, even though, yes, it could look better. So what's happening is that every month has a folder. And so what you're going to do now is everything that you print out throughout the year, everything that you find, everything that it has to be done in a certain month, you're going to put it in its folder. So I have just a little basic stack. So we have a water filter, and the water filter has to be changed in June. So I'm going to put that in June. We homeschool, and I have this Halloween related activity. So I'm going to switch through. I'm going to put that right there in October. St. Patrick's Day craft and drawing is going to go right there into March. A snowman themed writing, let's put that in January. Here's a winter themed thing in February. And so what you have in your folders is going to be different than what I have in my folders. Most of mine are going to be craft projects or homeschool projects related to certain seasons. My son is probably going to his grandparents this summer. And so there may be little notes that I take while I think of them and put them into, you know, the months for then. Or maybe I find like a really cool card before that, and I go ahead and buy it, slip it in the folder so that I can send it to him while he's away. That is your year ready to go, and it'll just fill up as your year goes on. And I'm going to give you some additional challenges to help you put what you need into your folders. Now, I'm stopping here with a 12 folder system because most of the stuff in my life is not very date specific. If you have a lot of dates and deadlines, what you're going to do is take 31 additional folders and you're going to just number them 1 through 31. Those are going to go at the front of your bin. So what's going to happen is you're going to go to January. You're going to pull out anything that you have for that month. You're going to write it into your planner. You're going to put it into your Google Calendar, anything that you need to do with it. If it's date specific, like say this was a deadlined item, it had to be on the 15th, I would go to the folder labeled 15. My folders are not labeled since I won't actually be using them. And I'm going to put this activity there on the 15th. On the 15th of January, I'm going to pull out my number 15 folder. I'm going to see this has to be done today, and I'm going to get it done. So I'm not doing the extra 31 folders. If you do the 31 folders, this is referred to as a 43 folder system because you have 43 folders. So since I'm not using these, all that I'm going to do is on the beginning of the month, I'm going to open my folder. I'm going to pull out what's in it. And I'm going to work it into my schedule and my planner for the month. So I'm going to say, okay, we have this sassy snowman writing thing. Let's put that in my planner or my son's school planner. We're going to do that on the 13th. I'm just grabbing a number. That could be a Sunday for all I know. And so that's what you're going to do. So in June, I know I put that note in there to change the water filter. So at the beginning of June, I'm going to see this and I'm going to say, okay, I need to order the water filter replacement. And then when it comes, I'm going to know that I need to change the water filter, and I'm going to get that done in the month of June. What you can also do is buy, birthday cards and put those in there. Different things. Anything that has a month or a due date, you're going to do it. And so what you can do as you go through the year, you can put your folder at the end. So January's over. I'm going to put that at the end of the year. My February's over. It's March now. And if you're using the additional folders, you would still do the same thing. So you'd have your month of May. Oh, my March and May are backwards. I just noticed that. My March and May are backwards. I'll have to switch those around. So what you would do is you'd be in May. You'd do your 31 days here. You'd get everything labeled out. At the end of the month, all of these should be empty. This folder should be empty. So you move this to the end. And then you do your next month, planning it into your planner, putting it into your folders. So that's how you use this system. And whether you do a 12 folder system like I'm using, or a 31 folder, or 43 folders, hopefully this works for you throughout the year. Again, this is Alicia from my Workbasket, and I'm glad that you joined me for this first Make Your Home Challenge.